Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Sever7 and today we are taking a look at the Kubey Neo. And that's with the ultimate goal of seeing if it's worth adding to your collection or your daily carry. This did come from the Lefty Pass-Around group. I swear that's never happened before. And this will go back to the Lefty Pass-Around group. The designer is Keanu Alfaro and it was OEM'd by Kubey. This is the literal definition of knife. If you go Google knife or folding knife, this is going to be what pops up. It doesn't get any more straight up than this. Nothing to set it apart. Nothing sets it aside. It is knife. So we're featuring titanium front and back. We have smooth texturing. We're rocking T8 hardware for everything except the pocket clip screws. Those are T6. And then we do have a deep carry milled titanium non-reversible pocket clip. And while we do have a lanyard hole, we have no backspacer, lending itself even more to the this is knife. So as far as ergonomics go, they're neutral. This has a very light feel in hand. I'm willing to bet we are balanced right where we're supposed to be, because there is nothing unusual going on here. And the jimping is semi-functional. It's not going to lock you in for life, but it will absolutely lock you in. It's the type of jimping where you need to put a little more pressure, while cutting a box, not the type of jimping that'll lock you in during a thunderstorm. You know what I'm saying? So it's comfortable, easy, and semi-functional. We are rocking a clip point style blade. We do have a nice belt satin. We are rocking a flat grind. And the blade steel is CPM S35VN. This is going to be good between 59 and 61 HRC. As always with Kubey, they do a great job with their heat treat. So this is going to be between 60 and 62. It's also going to have a vacuum and cryo treatment applied. That really just helps to bolster the characteristics of the steel in question. So this is going to have, pretty good toughness. Like medium to high toughness. It's going to have good edge retention. It's going to have excellent corrosion resistance. This is actually tougher than M390, but it's also going to be easier to sharpen too, right? So overall, S35VN, you're pretty fantastic steel. Now, as far as the detent goes, it's a medium detent, but it feels, because of the leverage that you get, this thing flies out as if it were like a heavy detent. You know what I'm saying? Like whenever you get those heavy blades and they just rock it out. This one behaves that way, but it's more about the leverage and less about the weight of the blade itself. So it's a medium detent. It feels fantastic, super crispy. And I can fail it, but even if I just kind of like limp wrist it, like just barely kind of go at it, like, it still comes out. Try it again. See, still comes right out. So any effort at all. The only way I can fail it is if I cheat, like this, like, right? But outside of that direct effort to fail it, this thing's going to be just fine. As far as the acoustics, They are on the way up. It's really good, really loud, really snappy. There is no acoustic on the disengage, which is kind of a bummer. Not everybody cares about that, but I do. So there's no acoustic for this. And then on the way down, if you just let it fall, it's not special. But if you disengage and you give it the one shake, then you do get some of that acoustic feedback. Not there, that was kind of weak. There we go. I will say this knife has the most comfortable disengagement I've ever experienced in my entire life. Look at that lock bar access. That's fantastic because it still has a good clean profile. I almost wish they would have, oh, let's see, is that the light? I almost wish they would have darkened the lock bar a little bit to make it match the scale, because right now it looks like noticeably lighter. But I think if they would have darkened it just a little bit, you would even kind of have the illusion of a, you know, like just a complete profile. It wouldn't look like a cutout. But I mean, yeah, you have all the room in the world. You know, this is chamfered, and then it's like a continuous, oh, let's see if I can get it in here. It's like a continuous line. Oh, it's kind of hard to see. But basically, you naturally flow from here to here. Like if you just follow it, you're gonna end up right where you need to be. So just, I know that's a little obscure, but I think you know what I'm talking about. And then just a little bit of pressure, and it comes down. It is a one shake shut, or, you know, you can kind of give it a little, you know, to get it down. I'm willing to bet if this was lubricated, it would be much closer to a hydraulic shut, which is my preferred method of closing. Now, while it's not a reversible pocket clip, this is going to be lefty friendly because it's easy to manipulate. The lock bar is easy to avoid. You have plenty of space over here for your thumb. I swear that's never happened before. And it still comes flying out. Now, overall length is 7.13 inches. We have a blade length of 2.99 inches. And that gives us a blade to handle ratio of 0.72 or 72%. And we have a weight of 3 ounces. For some size comparisons, I seem to have misplaced my size comparison knives, so we will use the Real Steel Sylph. We're going to use the Vanguard Cheetah, one of my favorite users of all time. And we can see that the Kubey Neo is getting dwarfed. And we'll do one more. We are going to do the Concept. There it is, Main Street. Man, I should have grabbed a knife that I instantly knew the brand and name of the model to avoid that whole scenario. This is the larger version of the Main Street, and it is also dwarfing the Kubey Neo. All right, what's the price on this bad boy? On the Kubey website, this is before discounts or anything like that. This is coming in at 200 bucks. So at 200 bucks, can I recommend this knife? So it's a fine knife, okay? And, you know, normally you can get 20% off the Kubey website. You know, it would knock the price down to about 160. And if you're looking for knife, you know, like if this knife speaks to you, sure, there's nothing wrong with the knife, right? It's not, there's nothing like bad about it. You can get it and it'll function as a knife. But for me personally, and I think for most people, we would rather see some personality, right? I think this is an older model for Kubey. I think they've leveled up quite a bit since this knife came out. My recommendation would be to look within Kubey's own line on their website, and you're gonna find things like the Kubey Silo, right? Which is got a ton of personality, and it's like $125. You have the Kubey Tidius, that's like also $125. It's called the like the poor man's Arius, right? They've got knives that are going to be still full titanium construction, still have anodization on the hardware, or the whole thing might be anodized. You can still get a titanium pocket clip, and yeah, you might get 14C28N instead of a S35VN, but you're also going to be coming in substantially less expensive for substantially more personality. I would argue better build quality, because this one here, I've noticed been coming off center quite a bit, and I've taken it apart. I've cleaned everything. I even tried to do the paper trick where you loosen everything, you put the paper in, you tighten everything back up, and it'll go back to center. But then, after, maybe 20 flips, we're starting to look cockeyed again, right? So, while there is nothing necessarily wrong with this knife, I can't recommend it, because I know that Kubey offers much better value, much cooler designs, more premium builds. So I mean, if you want to spend $200, that's fine, but for $200 you can get something much cooler than this. If you don't want to spend $200, that's fine too. You might take a hit on the blade steel, but you're still going to get better construction, much more personality, cooler design. So while this knife isn't recommendable, Kubey is highly recommendable. And I would say, I don't have any affiliate links, but I will have this knife and Kubey's site linked in the description. I would say go there and browse, and just check out some of the cool stuff they have to offer, right? They've got the Kubey website, they have the KB website, and they've got knives as low as like $30, for G10, which still have tons of personality, right? Tons of character, still great performers. And then they've got knives that go all the way up to, $360, for an integral. But I am 99.9% sure if you take your time to check their website, you will find a million options that you like more than this knife right here. And once again, there's nothing wrong with this knife. It's not a bad knife. It's just when you compare it to other things in Kubey's lineup, this one is easily forgettable. And, sure, I mean, it's got a slicey blade, but so does almost everything else they have, right? Other knives have multiple forms of deployment. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, if this knife was, $100, well, I can't say that because you're not going to get S35 at $100, but, I don't know. If this knife was, 100 and, I don't know, say $150, and it had good, the same S35VN, but, a much more simple design, and that's kind of what brought the price down, then I would say sure, right? You can get this, use it as a beater. It's the kind of knife you can take to dinner, you can take to the office, it's kind of it is knife, right? This is knife. So, it's versatile, but for $200, not my cup of tea, and I'm willing to bet not most people's cup of tea. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Is this something you would add to your collection? I wouldn't. Is this something that you would add to your daily carry rotation? I wouldn't. Or is this Or am I right? And you are going to look at any of Kubey's other options, to find something that's right for you. All right. Well, I appreciate it very much, guys. Thank you for all the love and support. You guys are an absolute blessing. This YouTube ride has been freaking fantastic. And, I really can't thank you guys enough. We are going to start doing more giveaways. Probably doing a weekly giveaway on the live streams. Keep in mind, I don't have any affiliate links. I'm not monetized. So everything I do right now for the channel is just coming out of my pocket. So it's not going to be as extravagant as, what some of the other more established YouTubers do. But we'll still have giveaways. We'll still have a good time. If you like the video, hit the like button. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. And then you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at SEVRSEVN. That's SEVRSEVN. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.